Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and thank you for joining us this morning for another edition of Nifty, Thrifty Dentist podcast. I got a special guest here, a guest that has been helping me with implant marketing in my practice. He's with Value Driven Ads. Keanu, what's up, man?
Hey everyone, how you doing? Super grateful to be here.
Hey, man, I'm grateful to get you on here too because, I have a pretty busy schedule today. I told Keanu that it was really important. It's an important day for me. It's Good Friday, and I wanted to make sure that my afternoon was clear because I have a church service. I want to spend time with my family. So Keanu was like, look, I'm willing to do this whenever you want. I said, Keanu, can we do it in the morning? 10 o'clock. That should, for a young guy like you should be able to wake up, no problem. But little did I know, I forgot the time difference. So Keanu is in Alaska. And Keanu, what time is it right now?
It is 7:15 a.m. just about. So 3 hours behind you. Yeah.
7:15, man. Oh, man. So anyways, thank you so much for jumping on. Now, I've been asking all our guests this, and I'm going to ask you the same thing. Number one, how are you doing personally through this crisis? And how is value-driven ads, how are they doing during this crisis?
Absolutely. So in terms of my personal health and my family and the people who I hold dear and dear to my heart, thankfully, none of us have gotten sick. I'm truly grateful for that. In terms of the company and the business and like revenue and logistics like that, we really haven't taken too much of a hit, surprisingly, even though a lot of marketing agencies have. And the reason for that is because we've pivoted significantly. We kind of just saw where the chips were going to fall about 3.5 weeks ago. And we started really just telling our clients, listen, we need to make a change. It's going to come to the US. We have to figure things out. And we did so. And so far, it's working out for our clients. And really, that will be the meat of our presentation today in today's Facebook Live.
Yeah. So and you reached out to me too. You said, hey, Dr. Vo, way in the beginning, you're like, hey, Dr. Vo, so not going to be too many patients just beating down the door to get some implant consultations because they're really worried about what's going on. And you were talking about, marketing to emergency patients. Then look, guys, you know how things are right now. It doesn't matter what state you're in. Most states have mandated that we only see emergency patients. Okay. So there's a lot of elective things that we can't do, but that doesn't mean that we don't have a role in this whole battle against coronavirus, right? Our job is to take care of dental emergencies, making sure patients don't go to the hospitals and clog up the ER there because they're taking care of patients with coronavirus, right? Or other things too. Also, we don't want our patients or patients that have dental emergencies to be exposed and possibly get infected and get those numbers up. So we have an important role. And so Keanu was talking to me, he was saying, hey, look, we have a lot of clients who've switched there because at the end of the day, we want to help people out. That's why we got into dentistry. But sometimes patients don't know you're open. Sometimes patients not even sure if it's safe. And really, it's about getting the message out there. And so, Keanu, super happy that you got a presentation for us to kind of show how to market during this kind of weird time and let people know that we're here to help. So, Keanu, I'm going to give you the floor here to share your screen. So let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Sweet. Let's do it. All righty, guys. Perfect. So presentation, sustain cash flow by making the pivot to emergency marketing. It's a jungle out there. Here's how to survive. Okay, guys, you just click on the slide. Here we go.
Wait, hey, Keanu, I actually got to stop you real quick.
Yeah, of course.
So I want to let you guys know something. Number one, this presentation is going to be pretty awesome. I already looked at it. I already made sure that is something that can all help us out. But I want to let everyone know this is that not too long ago, I had the vendors of Nifty Thrifty come together. We came together and we tried to figure out ways to help our community. Some people were talking about maybe deferring some of their services, like getting paid on some of the services. They talk about different discounts. The majority wanted to come with some kind of value add, right? Some kind of like educational angle. That's what Keanu's doing. But he actually is, man, he kind of over-delivered. So Keanu, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now, value-driven ads, they want to help, like, I think it's like 40 doctors or 30 doctors. He'll clarify later, but basically wants to help them set up these emergency campaigns for free. So if you are watching right now, you definitely want to watch this whole thing and see how it works. And they're trying to help as many as they can, so there's only a limited amount. So watch the presentation, listen up, and at the end, you can go ahead and reach out to Keanu. So I wanted to say that first because Keanu's he's a pretty modest guy. He's not going to say it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So Keanu, thank you so much. It was you said 30 or
50. We'll be helping.
Wait, 50?
50 dentists.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Marketing campaigns for 30 days. And, these campaigns, they make money on day one, pretty much, of them going off. So, really, this is our promise to you for staying to the end of the presentation. We're genuinely here to help, not waste your time. All right. This will be a no fluff presentation. I'm a very straightforward guy myself. I don't like it when people give me, a 2-hour, 3-hour video and it just feels like I'm being pulled along on a string. I know a lot of you may have been on webinars recently and things like that. And this is going to be straight to the point.
Look, I mean, I'm going to do this, man. So I'm going to have two call to actions. I kind of like to do these things. First of all, if you want to be one of the 50 to work with Keanu, I want you to type in the comments section, value-driven ads. Okay. That way he can look to see who actually wants to do this. So type in the comment sections. If you want to be one of the 50 that Keanu and his agency help out for free, you got to type in the comments section, value-driven ads. All right, Keanu, sorry, man. I've done enough talking. I'll let you give you the floor back.
Love it. Number 2, so everything we'll be sharing with you guys is straight to the point strategy to help you make sales today. These are not campaigns that take a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks for you to optimize. They start getting calls for your practice almost immediately, okay? And number 3, this is zero theory, just proof and results of what's working. I know that digital marketers and the digital marketing community, sometimes we get a bad rap because the marketing community will come up with a half-baked idea and then pitch it, and it's not proven, it's not validated, it's not shown to actually work. I will be showing you live client ad accounts in this presentation and just how profitable these campaigns are. So let's move forward. Real quick, let's just do a quick recap. We all need to be on the same page for this presentation. As Dr. Glenvo said, dental offices are shut down. So as you guys know, the CDC and ADA, they pretty much mandated dental offices to close down and pause all elective care. As he also said previously to Glenvo, we were originally a dental implant marketing agency. That is what we're normally doing. It's our bread and butter, but we were forced out of necessity to pivot into this space, and we've really figured it out in the last 3.5 weeks to 4 weeks. So with that, the only types of patients dentists can help right now without getting in potential legal trouble are emergency patients. I really want to make a mention of that, by the way. I've heard some rumors of some dental offices pretending as if things were normal. I really don't recommend you do that. You will be found out. You'll probably get in trouble. So, just really pay attention to the mandates that are coming out in your state and really lean into that trend.
No, and I'm just going to add to that. It's so important because number one, I mean, you have your other fellow dentists that are following the rules, right? You're going to look bad in your community, number one, among the dental community. But also, look, your patients, they're not dumb, right? They know what's essential, what's not essential. They watch the news too. And so when you stick to that, it shows the integrity that your practice has. So again, I just wanted to add on to that. I'm glad that because, there's ad agencies out there that they don't care. They'll just keep marketing. They'll do whatever you want, but even with value-driven ads, they know, right? They know what's right and wrong. And so they're staying within those parameters. So again, Keanu, kudos to you guys. All right, I will stop talking again. I'll let you get back to it.
So with that, emergency dental marketing is really the only predictable way to make large sums of money right now as a dentist. And I italicized that phrase predictable, and I highlighted large sums of money on purpose, okay? I know that some of you have been considering teledentistry, and you're probably trying to do $49 virtual consults or $199 virtual consults, things like that. What I've seen in the industry and from even clients of ours who have tried doing just teledentistry, you have to think about the back end logistics of that. Some of you have a high overhead despite being closed. I have one client right now, he has a $15,000 per month overhead despite being closed, and he's furloughed almost all of his team. And you can't meet your overhead with a bunch of $49 or $199 virtual consults. You need to be delivering value to emergency patients in person. So you're getting those root canals, you're getting those bridges, you're getting those implants, you're getting people who are in pain and highly motivated to pay you because they need and want your services, all right? So I know this sounds restrictive, only having emergency marketing as your channel to cash flow, your channel to revenue, but there are a ton of upsides to this type of marketing. And before we move on, I wanted to kind of highlight one of my favorite editorial cartoons. We have this bus going down the side of a mountain and we have two people, right? We have one person on the right. He's looking at the beauty of his scenario. He's looking at the mountains, the sunset, and he's focusing on the positive things that are in his control. And then we have one guy on the left. He's like just focusing on the doom and gloom and depression. And at the top of this cartoon, it says, every single day you make a choice. And this really portrays the importance of mindset. I would say more than ever, it's important that you take control of your perspective and you're focusing on the things that are within your immediate sphere of influence. If you're waking up every single day and you're just thinking about, oh, I had to close my dental practice, you're looking at all of the media coming out, you're just focusing on the negatives of the scenario, you're going to have a hard time taking proactive action to make sure that you sustain and you survive and you make it through the next few months. We don't know how long this is going to last. Some people are saying it might last an extra 3 months. So what you focus on grows. I really suggest focus on the proactive things you have within your immediate sphere of influence. All right, so here's the upside about emergency marketing right now on Google. It's insanely profitable. And this is for two key reasons. Number one, advertising on Google is cheaper for emergency keywords because there are less advertisers. Most dental offices, they've shut down completely. They've withdrawn all of their marketing budget, right? They're done. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Google Ads, it's an auction-based platform. You actually bid against other advertisers to show up as an ad targeting certain search terms. And because most offices have shut down, we have found that the cost per click for these emergency keywords is insanely cheap. We're talking $2 to $3 to $5 cheaper than what they would normally be. Okay, so we have that logistic going in your favor if you choose to be proactive, if you choose to lean in to emergency marketing. Number two, pandemic or no pandemic, right? When a person is in pain, they want to resolve that issue right away. So these patients are easy to convert. When someone's in pain, they need an emergency dentist, they go to Google and they type in emergency dentist near me. They're not going to go to
I'll say amen to that, man. Amen to that, man. Let me ask you this, Keanu, because you brought up something interesting, and I love the fact that you have, number one, advertising on Google is cheaper because right now everyone is scaled back. I mean, I see it in this group. You see in this group, they're like, hey, what can I cut? What can I cut, right? And what I've heard from every savvy marketer, they have said, dude, you don't want to take the gas pedal off right now. You want to keep your foot on the pedal right there. You can cut other things there. Let me ask you this. So that is true for Google. What about Facebook ads? Would you say the same thing?
I would definitely say the same thing. I mean, the cost per impression on Facebook ads, it's definitely a lot cheaper. There's a funny joke going around the marketing industry, like e-commerce businesses, they're crushing it right now. But I wouldn't suggest doing Facebook ads right now as a dentist, because again, the only viable source of revenue for larger sums of money is emergency marketing. And again, emergency patients, they don't go to Facebook for emergency dental
No,
service.
they're Googling. They're looking for someone on Google. So that makes a lot of sense.
Correct. And there's kind of this additional factor that's going in your favor if you are marketing on Google right now for these emergency dental keywords. People are in pain. We know that based off the keywords we're targeting, and they're actually having a hard time finding a dentist. So over the last 2 weeks, I've listened to over 100 phone call logs, just recorded phone conversations between our clients and the actual patients who are calling from the Google ads. And I hear the same thing over and over and over again. I called my general dentist. He was closed. He left me hanging. I couldn't get in contact with him or her. And I've been in pain. I've been trying to find someone. I'm so glad I found you on Google. Are you guys open? Can you help me? So they're in pain, they're motivated to buy, and they're also having a hard time finding a dentist. So the demand is high and the supply is low, which is a great, great thing for you. All right, so let's talk about Google Ads in a nutshell and how this works. Like we talked about previously, emergency patients go straight to Google when they need to find a dentist. And then this is what we do on our side of the fence. We do research on the top emergency search terms in your area, then laser target those searches with your ads. So therefore, the only people who see your ads are individuals who are in pain. We're not targeting general dentistry keywords whatsoever. So here are some examples. Emergency dentist near me, toothache pain, emergency dental clinic, urgent dental care. We are only targeting keywords and search terms that are indicative of the person being in pain. We want them to be a motivated buyer. And here's why. If they're a motivated buyer, if that click is someone who is in pain right now, we know that the odds of them converting and paying you money, it's predictable. It's a safe bet. I don't want to do implant marketing right now during these crazy times, because how you use your cash reserves is super important during these uncertain times. So you need to have every click, every marketing dollar go towards something that is going to generate a return on investment.
Hey, and I want to just say, guys, if you like what you're hearing right now, I mean, because Keanu's bringing the fire today, man. If you like what you're hearing right now, show us some love. Show Keanu from Value Driven Ads some love. Type in the comments section, Keanu, okay? Keanu, like the actor, like the movie, Keanu. All right, go ahead, bud.
Awesome. So the best part with all of this is that there's essentially no risk. And I know that's a bold claim. Let me explain why. Google only charges you when people click on your ad. It's a cost per click platform. So this means you only pay when someone who wants to see an emergency dentist clicks on your ad. If there's a person who's having a dental emergency, they see your Google ad and they don't click on your Google ad, you paid nothing. It was a free brand impression. But if that person sees your ad copy, right, it says we're open during the pandemic, and then some other ad copy, whatever, they click on your ad, they're taken to a beautiful landing page. It's a high converting landing page. And then, now all of a sudden you paid for that click. We know there's intent behind it, and they're calling you, booking an appointment because no one else is open. So what are the odds of this person converting into care? They are high by default because we know they're in pain. All right, so this is a pretty funny slide. I had fun putting together this little meme right here. I'm sure you guys have seen this before on the internet. There's Robin and he's getting slapped by Batman. And
it's the best meme ever.
Yeah. And Robin's like, trust me, I'm a marketing guru. And I get it, guys. If I were a dentist, if I were in your shoes, I would be like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is what he's saying true? And Batman's like, show me the numbers. So that's what we're doing today in the presentation. We're going to pull back the curtain, and I'm going to show you live client ad accounts with profitable ads. All right, so these are live ads that are circulating in the community right now. I'll go ahead, and then I'm going to have to minimize my my PDF here soon. But first, let's start off with Dr. Arvind Philbin, okay? He is doing exceptionally well at this marketing system. He is at the Aesthetics Dental Spa. His emergency call cost per average is only $11 to $12. And here's the amazing thing, guys, okay? He is based out of Manhattan, New York, which is the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, right? It is crazy where he's at. And this is the most competitive AdWords auction in the entire United States. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into his live ad account right now and show you these numbers. Most ad agencies don't do this. They don't show live client ad accounts. One thing I'm going to ask from you guys as the group, obviously don't do anything weird or reach out to Dr. Arvind Philbin after this, like respect the client's privacy, but he was okay and everyone on here is okay with us showing the live numbers. So let me go ahead and go into Dr. Arvind Philbin's ad account. We're going to do the most recent data from April 2nd to April 10th, okay? As you can see, we have some numbers right here and we have the actual ad. I will read the ad copy for you, no problem. So it says emergency dentist in Manhattan. We're open during the pandemic. I do want to make a mention of this, guys. If you are advertising on Google right now and you have not written ad copy that is tailored, specifically addressing the coronavirus, you are going to appear to be very socially unacute. You want to be talking about the coronavirus in your ad copy and directly mentioning it. So we're saying we're open during the pandemic, get the help you need, eliminate your pain and get help. We don't accept Medicare or Medicaid. So this dentist, he doesn't accept Medicare or Medicaid. He's still doing exceptionally well, all right? Open to emergencies, fix broken teeth, cavities, failing crowns, and more, board certified implantologist. And this is where things get really exciting, okay? So our average cost per click with this Google ad is $1.70. We have figured out a proprietary way of bidding on the Google platform and targeting certain keywords. We can't go into those specifics on this presentation, but we figured out how to throttle back the cost per click. Some of you may have done Google ads before and you saw that your cost per click was $5, $6, $15. I have heard of other marketers in my space, and I've tried to run implant marketing in the past where like I was spending $12 cost per click, but we have figured out the Google Ads algorithm in the last 3.5 weeks. So $1.70 cost per click. And check this out. This is where things get really exciting. 50 conversions. So what are conversions? Conversions are phone calls. So 50 people from April 2nd to April 10th called Dr. Arvin Filliman asking for emergency dental care. And the cost per call was only $11.46. Dr. Vo, what do you have to say about these numbers?
Dude, those numbers are amazing, man. Like I said, I've used your company for implants, and I was amazed at the leads I got there. But this is amazing, especially in this time when like people are scared and financially they're not thinking about spending money, you know. And the fact that you pulled this off in New York, which is extremely competitive and it's the epicenter of what's going on, it just shows two things. Number one, the strategy is amazing, but number two, there's people in the epicenter of COVID-19 in the United States. There's people who are in dental pain enough for them to leave their house to see a dentist. So that's testament right there that there's patients that need that help. Absolutely.
And then one last statistic, this is pretty important as well, the conversion rate. So we're seeing about 14.84% or 15% of the people who click on this Google ad, they convert, they call the office, they set an appointment. So that's very, very high. For those of you who are familiar with AdWords, you'll know that a conversion rate like that, it is normally significantly less. Let's go back to the presentation. All right, so the next
and I want to say one thing too, guys, for those who just jumped on, we just, we talked about an offer that value-driven ads is giving. And Keanu was adamant. He was like, look, I want to provide value. I want to help the dentists in this community out because this community has helped my ad agency. So I'm super happy that Keanu's here. But for those who just jumped on and you're wondering why people are typing in value-driven ads, his agency is going to take on 50. I think they can only handle 50, right? 50 clients right now to run these emergency campaigns for free, okay? And all you got to do is type in the comments section, value-driven ads. Okay, I just wanted to say that because I see a bunch of people jumping on that weren't on here earlier. So go ahead and keep going.
Great, sounds good. So the next client who's doing really well with the same exact system is our Jagar Gandhi. He is at Shore Smiles Dental. His call per average cost is about $11, $12. So very similar to Dr. Arvin Filliman. He's based out of Massapequa, New York. That's Long Island, New York, for those of you who aren't familiar with that city. And he's also in an area heavily affected by COVID-19. And this area is still very competitive in the auction space. So I'll go ahead and show you his live ad account right now as well. We shift over. Here's our Jagar Gandhi's numbers. They're actually a little bit better if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he's gotten 59 phone calls from April 2nd to April 10th. Just yesterday, it's just crazy. I looked at his call log. He got 19 calls in one day, nuts. And the cost per call for him was $10.40. It's actually a little bit cheaper than what I reported on the PDF. And his conversion rate's about 14%. So, this guy, he got 60 calls nearly from emergency patients within the time span of 8 days. What would 60 emergency calls do for your practice right now? How would that help you cover your overhead? How would that help you pay yourself during these uncertain times? I know that this could probably be life-changing for you, considering the circumstances. And one last thing, you guys are looking at the Google ad campaign. I also even wanted to show you some of the landing page, right? We're not going to dive into all the aspects of the landing page, but this is what we'd be also duplicating for your practice. This is one of the more prevalent landing page designs that's working right now for our emergency clients. And it's conversion rate optimized, meaning that we have set this up in a way so that we will get the maximum number of people who land on this landing page to convert into a lead and call your practice. That's super important. We are not sending these clicks to your home website that's not optimized for emergency marketing. We're going to take the 1 to 2 hours that it's going to take us to rebuild this for your practice, and it's included in the 30-day free trial. So as you can see, after a person sees this ad from Dr. Jagar Gandhi on Google, right, talking about we're open during the pandemic, they click on our landing page and we're talking directly to the thoughts that are going on inside your consumer shoes. Do you want immediate help with a dental emergency? We're on call, COVID-19 compliant and safe. Emergency toothache extractions, get pain relief today, weekends, nights, and holidays. This is also mobile optimized, looks beautiful on mobile. And there's a great video where we're talking directly to the coronavirus. I'll play a little bit of this video for you guys. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
Hey there, my name's Keanu. I'm one of the treatment coordinators here at the practice. And if you're watching this video, it means you're probably dealing with a dental emergency. Now, as you already know, the coronavirus, or COVID-19, is currently making its way across the United States. And with that, a lot of dental offices are shutting down. They're closing their doors. But luckily for you, we are still seeing emergency cases.
So we overcome that objection, talk directly to it, boom. The person knows that you are almost the only dentist within their immediate area who is open. That's a huge contributing factor, okay? Awesome. Now let's move on to the last guy. Dr. Lenvo, this is your friend, actually. You referred him to us.
Yeah. So Jake up in Amarillo, he's doing some, just a shout out to Jake. He's doing amazing stuff up there, donating PPE to our frontline health providers. And so he's an all around good guy. And I'm happy to see that you're taking good care of him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Jake Madury, he's from Madury Family Dental. Like you said, he's in Amarillo, Texas. And this is something that's pretty interesting. He has a smaller population to deal with when compared to Dr. Gandhi and Dr. Philemon, right, out in New York. Some clients will ask us, will these campaigns, will they work for a smaller demographic? I only have 100,000 or 300,000 people around me. The answer is yes. All we have to do is expand the radius, is what we did for him. And he's getting about $9 to $10 emergency calls. Super, super profitable. So I'll go ahead and show you his ad account as well. Let me go ahead and have it load. And there we go. So from April 1st to April 10th, right, in the last 9 days, he's gotten 38 calls. His conversion rate's actually a lot higher. So 22.35% of the people who click on his ad convert into a call, they book an appointment, and his cost per call is $11.06. So super affordable. And I want to make one last mention before we kind of end this presentation here. Guys, the great thing about these emergency patients is it's not just a failing crown. I know some of you, you're like, oh, I don't want to do a crown. A lot of these people, they'll get a root canal. It's like $1,400 of revenue off of one patient, right? And if you get 50 of these calls a week, you get 4 root canals, 5 root canals, all of a sudden your life gets a lot easier in terms of surviving through this crisis. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Glenbow?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. And it's an amazing presentation. I appreciate it. And, I think there's a few things we want to talk about as well once you close down the screen share. But I want to let you guys know that for those who just jumped on, because I see people jumping on different times, Value Driven Ads has offered this amazing opportunity right here, right? So I thought it was 30. But he said 50, which is amazing because that's a lot of work there. But they'll run your ads for free for the first 30 days. And Keanu was telling me that, look, they have benefited from being part of this group. I mean, getting docs like Dr. Jake, to come and work with him. So they're extremely appreciative. And they said, Dr. Vo, we want to at least give this for free, just to give people just kind of like a lifeline here, to see these emergency patients because they need to be seen. So first 50 dentists, you got to type in the comments section, value-driven ads. Okay. Value-driven ads. Okay. And Keanu's going to be looking through this. He's going to be looking and he's going to be reaching out to all the members here. So Keanu, thank you so much. And if you can stop the share, I want to ask you a few more things before we move on here.
Sure. Of course. Absolutely. Let me go back to Zoom here.
And guys, I want to say this, whether you want to see emergency patients or not, whether you feel like, seeing patients is a good thing or a bad thing, this is not the debate. We're not here to argue with people, to tell people that, hey, you should be at home, you should be closed. We're saying that for those who want to see emergency patients, because look, these patients, they still are there. They need to be taken care of. We already know why we want to take care of emergency patients. So for those dentists who want to see emergency patients, value-driven ads is given an opportunity to market to them, right? At the end of the day, you still need to let the patients know. They're not going to go and click on everyone's website. They're not going to go and to be honest, I am pretty sure that most people are watching. They probably don't even have it on their website that are seeing these patients, right? So if you don't have that right now, and there's no way that your own patients know that you're open, why not work with a company that can do that? And look, they did 3 case studies there that with some amazing results. So whether you want to or not, maybe if you don't want to see emergency patients, maybe you have a friend that does. Yeah. Tell them to watch this video. Tell them to type in the comments section, okay? Because, we don't know, Keanu just led with this, and we don't know how long this is going to last, right? Because, the president said that it was going to be done this weekend. Well, it's not. People would say next month. I don't know. It could be into the summer. So if this is the new normal, what are you going to do? You're going to just not market anymore? Or are you going to pivot like value-driven ads did and start seeing these emergency patients? So with that being said, again, the offer here, the generous offer is that they're going to run for 30 days. They're going to run your emergency ads for free for the first 50 doctors, okay? I thought it was 30. He said 50, so I'm super surprised by that, but that's extremely generous. All you got to do, type in the comments section, value-driven ads, so he knows you're interested, so he can reach out, okay? And then they can help you run these ads. Okay, Keanu. Before we tie this up, man, again, thank you so much for jumping on. Let me ask you this. A lot of people, they are handling this COVID-19 crisis in different ways. And I ask all my guests, can you provide a piece of advice? It could be business. It could be personal. It could be some mindset type of thing of what's the best way, or what's your way of coping with what's going on right now for our viewers?
Oh man. Yeah. I would say, just focusing on the positives of your personal situation. If you're not sick, if you're in good health, if your family's in good health, be grateful. I mean, it can be as simple as just writing down 3 things that you're grateful for every single day. And I would say, limit the amount of exposure you have to media. If you're spending all day scrolling on Facebook, just seeing COVID-19,
watching CNN.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like it will do something negative to your brain, right? So what we focus on grows. Work out at home, be with your kids if you have kids, call the loved ones that you have in your immediate family, and just try to take the proactive actions that you have within your immediate sphere of influence.
I love that. That's great advice. And I will say this, and I'm going to kind of put Keanu on the spot here and embarrass him a little bit. But and I said this during the stream, I'm going to say it again. When this was all going on, I got all the vendors I worked with, everyone in Nifty Thrifty Dentist in a meeting, right? And most of them showed. There's some people that didn't, but most of them showed. And Keanu was one of them. And I just said, look, guys, what can you do for our group? Something, right? And the majority of everyone at that meeting was like, yes, we're going to provide something here. And I want to say that Keanu, him and his agency definitely over-delivered here. Not only did he give us some really good advice, whether you use them or not, you just got some good advice on how to market during this time. right? In fact, he even showed you an ad copy, right? Which is unheard of, okay? But he really over delivered by saying, look, I'm going to help 50 people in here, run their ads for 30 days, get them on their feet. Because look, let's be honest, guys, we were hoping for that lifeline from the SBA, and it's been just a total mess, right? Well, you know what? Sometimes you're going to have to help yourself. And so I'm so grateful to you, Keanu, for offering this for our members. And again, if you want that 30-day trial of them doing your ads for free, you got to type in the comments section, value-driven ads. But I just want to say this, Keanu, thank you so much, man. I appreciate what you guys are doing for our community. And thank you for that offer.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
All right, guys. So again, type in the comments section. Keanu's a part of our group, and he's going to look, and he's going to set you guys up. And again, Keanu, thank you so much for jumping on here. And guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys later.
All right. See ya. Have a